Welcome back to my channel, and if this is the first time here, welcome. I have an interesting, a little bit different video for you today. I haven't done a makeup review in a while, and we're coming to the end of the year. I've seen this format floating around YouTube, and I decided I wanted to give it a try, so I hope you guys enjoy. And I've discovered a lot of really wonderful products this year, whether it be new to me or new out this year, and rather than doing a bunch of individual videos, I figured, hey, let's do a 2017 favorite products video. So these are all products that I've discovered this year, fallen in love with, used a ton, and have worked amazingly for me. So stick with me and let's go through my 10 favorite products of 2017. Alright, so let's get right to it. I just have to say though, I can't believe it's almost Christmas, that, you know, it's almost the New Year's, that this year has gone by so incredibly quickly. For us, December 24th is 6 months since my husband and I got married, and it's insane. It's insane. Like, I can't believe how quickly this year has flown by. Tell me, you guys, in the comments, like, if this year's gone crazy or if you had anything special this year. Obviously for me, I got married and that was pretty great, pretty awesome, and discovered a lot of really great makeup I'm going to take you through. But yeah, God, it's almost 2018. Kind of crazy. I've been on my channel now for I think 5-6 months, since 4 or 5 months, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I just want to say thank you to everyone who's subscribed since I sort of started my channel. I think it was in August, and I'm so excited that you guys are enjoying the content I'm putting out, and I'm so excited to keep putting out more. I have tons of ideas for the new year, so stick on with me, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I hope that you guys enjoy the content that I'm going to be putting out. My light will be here. It's going to be so great. It's going to be so great. Right now I've got some Jimmy Rigged lighting, so I'm sorry if the lighting's off in this video. So we're going to go through my 10 favorite products, and they all are for various parts, whether it be tools and eyes and lips and face. So I've tried to do a little bit of everything, and I picked stuff that I either can't put down, I've used a ton of, that I've been like obsessed with. So these are things that I highly recommend, and they range from drugstore pricing to more high-end pricing. So it's a little bit of everything in between. So without further ado, let us start with my 2 favorite palettes of this year. So my absolute, hands down, favorite palette of this year is not a new palette, but it is a new palette for me. I just bought it about 5 or 6 months ago, before the wedding for sure. I picked this up, and I have not, I've used it, every time I've had something where I've wanted my makeup to look great, or I've been at something special or anything like that, I've used this palette. So I'm going to have all the links for all the information, the prices on the bottom of the screen, but the old favorite, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. So this palette's pretty pricey. I think it's $55 Canadian at Sephora, but it's just, you can see I've quite dug into those pans. I'm an absolute neat freak, so it looks like I haven't used it a lot, but that's because I wipe my palette down every time I'm done using it. But the shades are so buttery, and I mean, Anastasia is probably one of the more expensive eyeshadows on the market, next to Natasha Denona and stuff like that, but they are incredible. They swatch incredible, they blend incredible. I have yet to mess up when I use this palette. Even when I'm not really trying, every makeup look I've done with it, I've been incredibly happy with. It's crazy. I'll show you guys, barely touching it, right? And just it's just, there's no chalkiness. It's got amazing staying power. Look at that. I don't have primer on my hands or anything, but it stays incredibly, it blends incredibly. But I'm completely in love with this palette. I know that there are some dupes out there, and I have to research them a little bit, because I'd love to do a dupes video for you guys for, if this is too much, if 60 bucks for 14 eyeshadows is ridiculous to you. There are dupes out there, but yeah, you guys, I take this one with me everywhere. Yeah, definitely 2017's winner. I love this palette. Another palette that I absolutely fell in love with this year, I've actually seen a lot of really mixed reviews about online, and it makes me kind of sad, because I've so fallen in love with this palette since I did a first impression video on it, but it's the infamous Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette. So this gorgeous packaging, this beautiful palette, 24 shades, all vegan, cruelty-free, insanely pigmented. But I've seen a lot of people haven't enjoyed the layout, like the way that the colors are laid out. A lot of people are sort of tripping on, and there's the sort of complaint about the lack of transition shades because there aren't a lot of mattes in this palette. For me though, I don't know, I don't get it. Like, I love the color stories, you know, because they're sort of, they go together in these sort of color stories that you can build looks on. I always kind of think it's ridiculous how no one ever wants to put a shimmer in your crease. Like, I have shimmer in my crease today. My eye makeup today I did completely with this palette. I didn't use anything else. I put the shimmery pink Sacred Heart in my crease, and the world did not burn down. So there seems to be this sort of, in the YouTube beauty community world, this sort of like, don't put a shimmery thing in your crease, but like, I don't know, I think it's fine. The toppers on top, the Absolution and Rapture, I use these all the time to put on top of like other eyeshadows when I don't feel like it's sparkly enough. Heck, even the other day I used Exodus, which is this like lime green shade, to do like a green smoky eye. And like, I never thought I would use that shade in this palette, but the shadows are so good. I think they blend really well. So I'm sort of sad that I've seen a lot of, not like dissing of this palette, because I think people acknowledge that the quality is there, but just sort of like not really liking or understanding, or sort of saying it's a palette for an artist, but like, I'm not an artist, and like, I don't know, I really like it. I really love this palette, you guys. So this one is new this year. It's a limited edition. It's holiday. It is expensive. I think it's $83 Canadian at Sephora or at Kat Von D Beauty. I just think it's worth it. Like, you get 24 shadows. They're incredible. You can create such interesting, unique looks. Like today I have this like sort of smoky pink eye with a shimmery lid, and I just like, I love it. So this definitely, for me, one of my absolute favorite purchases of 2017. And if you have a coin for it, I really recommend buying it. Just take your time. Take your time, learn the color stories, learn what goes and what doesn't. Your shimmery shades in your crease. I have hooded eyes, and I did it, like, and then, you know, if you approach it that way, so beautiful. I mean, the only thing is you can't really travel with it, because I think I did this in my first impressions, but it's literally the size of my head. But it's worth it. It's worth it. It's okay. So those were my two hands down favorite eyeshadow palettes this year. I will give an honorable mention to the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, because I love that palette too. It's lower priced. Those are two pretty high-end ones. I think it's a really great palette, and I use it all the time. I travel with it, even though it's big, because I can create so many different looks with it. So that one's sort of an honorable mention, but I had to keep only 10 products, so I couldn't bring every eyeshadow palette I've fallen in love with this year. All right. So that takes care of eyes. So now we're going to get into a tool. One of my absolute favorite tools this year is the Real Techniques blending sponge. So you can get a pack 2 for like $12 at Walmart. I love my beauty blender. It's an amazing product, but it's a $30 sponge. And I don't want to use a $30 sponge every day, because I think the recommendation for Beauty Blender is if you use it every day, you can get about 3 months use out of it. I do not want to buy a $30 sponge every 3 months. So I use my Beauty Blender when I'm going to a special event or when I want my makeup to look really banging. But on every day, I use my Real Techniques sponge. So this one's dry. I actually haven't used this one yet, because I didn't want to show you guys my gross one. I clean it, but it even gets stained. This sponge is so good. It gets so squishy and soft. The point lets you blend like the Beauty Blender. I love the flat edge for blending under the eye or packing powder when you're baking. You know, because it's 2 in a pack, this like works out to about $5 or $6 a sponge. It's such a good sponge. If you want to invest in a beauty sponge, you don't want to spend $30, go buy a Real Techniques sponge wherever, you know, they're selecting their Shoppers, Walmart, a few different other places. They're so worth it. They're so good. I was blown away the first time I used this, because I was like, it is really comparable to my $30 Beauty Blender, and it's $6. So, favorite beauty tool of the year? The Real Techniques sponge. Now, again, not new, but new for me. So let's continue on the journey of face. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my absolute favorite primer. This was my complete favorite primer of this year. I finally picked it up during the Sephora VIB sale, but this primer just makes my skin look incredible. Like, I can't no matter what foundation I'm wearing, it blurs my pores, it fills my fine lines. Ugh. So this is the Saint Laurent Touche Eclat Blur Primer, which comes in this beautiful gold box. Now, this is an expensive primer. It's $57 Canadian. I mean, you do get a fair amount. Like I said, I'll have this linked below. And you only need about 1 pump for your face. So, like, you don't need a lot, like a pea-sized amount. It's got these gold sparkles in it. You guys can see it. And it's illuminating. So, like, I have dry skin, but I also have oily skin. And this is the only primer I've found that you know, adds nourishment. It makes my skin look alive and vital, but also doesn't make me oily, because a lot of primers, my foundation slides around, or I find they don't really help. This primer has just become my absolute go-to for expensive primers. Now, I still use my Maybelline Baby Skin on day to day because it's an inexpensive version. It's not quite as good as this, but it does pretty much the same thing for my skin. So it's sort of a less expensive. So honorable mention to Maybelline Baby Skin Primer, also really great. But again, if you have, like me, you have combo skin, large pores, really oily, but really dry, this is a great primer, and I am so in love with it. Grab a sample at Sephora, try it, make sure you like it before you spend the money, but it's so transformative for my skin. So, best primer of 2017 for moi. Continuing on the face journey, so this year I discovered now this is not new, I believe this has been out for a couple of years, but for me, this has been my absolute hands down favorite foundation this year. And this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. In the normal to oily and the shade 112 natural ivory. So it's a little light for me. I have to warm up on my skin, but this foundation, oh boy, not only is it super inexpensive, but it just blank canvas, like completely, especially when I use it with my Yves Saint Laurent primer, you know, just covers everything. I don't have to build up a lot because it's really full coverage. Lasts all day, especially when I bake my face. This foundation is it's great, it's brilliant, and it's really inexpensive. So definitely go ahead, and again, if you have oily skin, it's really great because it's really great in your oily bits. And I really recommend a nourishing primer because if you have dry skin, and you get the matte and poreless formula, it will catch on your dry spots. That's why I need my primer. There's a dewy formula, I believe, that's really great for dry skin. So definitely try this foundation out. Try a few of the different formulas out because it's such an inexpensive foundation and it's so good. So this is my favorite foundation of 2017. Now, also another favorite for mine from the Maybelline. Maybelline's killing it for me this year. This is the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and I believe this one is in Fair. So this is an amazing finishing powder. It's incredibly finely milled. It reminds me a lot of Laura Mercier's powder. I stopped buying, like I ran out of my Laura Mercier and I didn't rebuy it because I've been using this stuff and it's been working just as well. It's only $15 instead of $50. I bake my face with it. I use it to set when I really want my makeup to last. I'll put it under my foundation and put my foundation over top of it if I want my foundation to super last. Like it's a really great powder. You don't need to use a lot of it like you do with drugstore powders because it's so finely milled, but it's not like a silica based powder because I hate the silica powders. Their flashback is awful. So there's like no flashback on this powder. Like I can use it to bake and I don't get that horrible flashback you get with silica powders. So this is definitely hands down 2017 favorite setting powder is the Maybelline Fit Me. So good. So a also eye related but not quite I keep ducking in and out. Sorry guys, my stuff's sort of on this side table because if I try to put it all in front of me, it clatters everywhere because I don't have a ton of space in my filming rooms. So I'm working on upgrades for 2017. But so this is another eye thing. I probably should have done this when I did the eyeshadows, but that's okay because they're sort of a standalone product. And I discovered them this year and I am so in love with them. I've already bought 3. And these are these Stila Glitter and Glow Magnificent Metals liquid eyeshadow. It's just, they're so incredible. I have it in Kitten Karma, Molten Midnight, and Rose Gold Retro. And so I use these all the time, whether it be when I want a really, really sparkly lid, or if I want just a sparkle eyeliner. I do that all the time. Here, these guys, so they're $30 a piece. They're expensive, but they're so worth it. You get a lot of product, and oh my god, you guys. So imagine like you just want to be lazy and you want some eyeliner, and then you just do that on your eye. And just, oh my god, it's so shiny, it's so glittery, it's so colorful. It stays incredibly well. You don't get the glittery fallout everywhere. I've worn it for hours and it still looks just as good as when I put it on. Like, this is such an amazing liquid eyeshadow and amazing glitter, and I've literally bought this for like 4 of my friends because I'm like trying to spread the love. So hands down, 2017 absolute favorite, let's say, glitter product is this Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Shadows. Incredible. I literally want every color. They just came out with like a rainbow version, like a unicorn mermaid version, and I'm just like, give it to me! So I'm probably gonna grab that this Christmas. Continuing on with the face, I'm going to talk about what is my absolute favorite blush. And again, this is a cult classic. It's been around for years. But for me, I just discovered it this year, just purchased it, and I use it every single day. It's so good. This is the NARS blush in Orgasm. So just a beautiful peachy shimmery shade, looks incredibly natural on my skin tone. It's an expensive blush. It's $40. A 38 I think plus tax, but my god, nothing will ever replace it for me. I've tried dupes and they haven't performed as well. It blends incredibly. It feels incredible. Yeah, god, I'm never gonna be able to replace. I hope they never ever stop selling that blush or I would be crushed. But hands down, 2017 favorite blush, NARS Orgasm. And we only have 2 more products left. So just 2 more favorites, and they're both lip. So this was hard, guys, because I really wanted to like talk about every lipstick in my collection, but I couldn't because I have a lot of lipstick and we would have been here for a very long time. So I went through my entire lipstick collection to try to find the 2 lipsticks that I've worn the most, that I've worn on the day-to-day, that, you know, I'll slap on really quick and not think about. So, you know, not something that's like bright red that I have to like plan a look for, but 2 just really versatile day-to-day amazing lipsticks. And that is the Smashbox. This is the Be Legendary Liquid Lip Pigment in Bad. And this is what I'm wearing right now. It is an incredible, incredible lipstick. Like, it's so nourishing and buttery. And it's a great color on me. It's this really pretty coral nude. And I wear this all the time. When I just want to toss on mascara and lipstick. And I want, because it's not a matte finish, it's a nice nourishing, creamy, buttery finish. When I want that, I go for this. So because sometimes you just don't want matte lipsticks, right? Sometimes matte lipsticks, they're not going to feel nourishing or they're not going to feel right. So I picked this bad boy up. So this is a $25 lipstick, so it's a little bit more expensive, but it lasts all day, even though it's not a matte. Like, it's not sticky. It's a really good high-end general color and nude. So I'll swatch this so you guys can see. So you can see there, just super pigmented, gorgeous formula, this sort of corally, sort of nudie pink. Oh, it's just great. So if you're in the market for a more higher end lipstick that you're really in love with, go for this one. And last but not least, also a lipstick, but a little on the lower end and matte formula. So I wear this all the time, especially again when I just want mascara and lipstick, but I want a more matte, more subdued, something that lasts a little bit longer, because the matte lipsticks do last longer than the liquid lipsticks, like I'm wearing the Smashbox. And this is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. Now these lip creams are so good from NYX. Like, they're just so good. Their entire range is amazing. The dark shades can be a bit patchy, but the light shades are great. And this is in, oh, I never even Ibiza, let's say that. So it's this beautiful, really fun, this really bright, almost Barbie pink, but you can really, like, you know, gradient it down, make it a little less crazy. Like, it's just such a good lip formula. It's incredibly comfortable. You don't feel like you're wearing any lipstick at all, and it, you know, it really sits on your lips great. And, you know, pretty much those two lipsticks, most days if I'm not filming or I don't have anywhere special to go, those are the two on my lips. They're hands down the best of 2017 and my most used for me. All right, so those were my 10 favorite products of 2017. I hope we covered, you know, eyes to face to tools, a little bit of everything, and it gave all of my awesome subscribers a wonderful idea of some of the stuff that I use on the daily. Not an impression, just products that I know are good, that I'm comfortable to recommend to you guys. I'm not an affiliate. I bought all of these myself. I would never recommend anything to you guys that I didn't love and I didn't think was great. So if you're in the market for any new makeup this time of year, or you're asking for Christmas presents and you want something a little fabulous, or you want to try a new foundation, whatever, I hope that this video helped you out and gave you some ideas of some new products to buy. It was really fun for me to do and look through my whole collection and really analyze what my favorite things were and the things that I use all the time. So it was a good exercise in self-discipline. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like. If you have any questions about any of these products, please comment below. I will always reply. I love to get you guys' feedback. And my God, Happy New Year. Thanks so much for all your support. I hope you guys have the best New Year, and I will see you in 2018 with more awesome makeup products. Bye, guys.